Hello my friends. I am back to hate on Deepwoken some more. You know I love to hate, bro. Some of my favorite activities to do is hate. Yada 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 yada. You've heard this shit before. Today we're talking about the worst origin in Deepwoken, as you can tell by the title. With the recent update, we've gotten a new dungeon and a new origin tied with the dungeon being Ignition Dover, which you probably never even knew the name of. That gives us 3 origins in the game: Voidwalker, Deepbound, and Ignition Dover. I'm be 100% straightforward with you. Ignition Dover is the worst one, easily by far. The dungeon right now sucks. It's unrewarding. It's tied to the initial, which means it hinders your XP if you do go the Ignition origin, meaning no other XP besides dungeon XP. I don't know if that applies to Ferryman. If it does, then it might be better. But even then, there's currently really no benefits to going Ignition other than spawning at Miner's Landing, I think. I'm just saying I think because I mean, I hope you spawn at Miner's Landing. I don't know where else you would spawn. Now, of course, it just released. It's a newer origin, and newer origins are usually bad. It took a while for Deepbound when it released to actually get decent, and that was like 8 to 9 months, and that's only because they added Diluvian to it. So obviously, in the future, Ignition Dover will probably get better, especially when Layer 3 drops, because it seems more tied to that. So now I've talked about the worst origin in Deepwoken. Let's talk about the best origin in Deepwoken. We got 2 origins to work with. We got Deepbound and Voidwalker, each with their own benefits and their own flaws. So we're gonna go over them quickly to make this video not 35 minutes long. So firstly, for Deepbound, obviously you spawn in the depths, you get faster depths XP. It has one of the fastest progression methods in the game, being obviously getting carried in Diluvian. Good loot because depths loot and Diluvian loot, and then obviously the mechanism gives Bell XP. You also get a TP to the depths if you're in the overworld, and a TP to Castle Light if you're in the depths, which could be useful because, you know, no one likes walking all the way there. Anytime you want to go to Castle Light to either do like floor 2 and whatnot. Now, the flaws: Diluvian mechanism obviously requires you a friend to carry you, so you're gonna have to go out the slow way. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not very fast if you're doing it just progressing normally throughout the depths. It's not that fast, even with increased spawns. And obviously you have to deal with depth gankers who could potentially ruin your builds, which aren't that common. It happens rarely, I would say, but you can still get depth and gank by your own Castle Light buddies. I don't know how that works. I don't know how we're 2 divers and you decide you want to fight me, but fuck it, it's whatever. Now for Voidwalker, you know, you get the Void Heart, which is the best thing to possibly get in the game. You get an Antiquarium, a spawn point, training items, blacksmith, items to buy, the whole shebang. It's amazing, it's lovely, I love it. I love Void Heart. You get obviously the second fastest method in my opinion, Trial of 1, the Ferryman, just quick as hell. You can do that shit in like 2 hours at max if you're taking a long ass time. You get TPs to ganks / easy access to ganks, which is probably the best part about it, because, you know, finding ganks while searching the map or server hopping monkey spawn so you can find people at monkey spawn is just annoying to do, especially with guild points in the game. It makes it a whole lot easier. Speaking of which, Void Heart ganks. Before, Void Heart ganks didn't give you guild points. Now they actually do. A lot of people ganking Void Heart. You would be surprised if you've never won Voidwalker. And obviously, good PvP training via the bounty board, which I recommend not doing because that shit sucks. For its flaws, other Voidwalkers, obviously, less XP in general, because obviously the bounty board XP sucks, so you're gonna have to just hinder your XP. It's like taking simple flaw. In conclusion, I would say that Voidwalker is the better origin, the best origin in general, if you're going for both PvP and even sometimes PvE. But Deepbound is definitely better if you're getting carried in Diluvian, or if you decide to go a PvE build, because it just fits better with a PvE build. And Ignition Dover is that absolute dog shit trash, and will probably get buffed in the next like 8 months, because you know Deepwoken takes forever to update their like buff shit that needs buffed, but they love to like nerf Gale and buff Flame Charm and all that other shebang type shit.